Hi. Hello. I'm Aisha Goins, and I am your confidence coach. They call me Coach Kenna, and they call me that because I am a coach in the cannabis industry. Really, what I do is I help people get into the industry, and I coach people as they are into the industry. I also help people generate confidence in their businesses and in their lives. I've been a coach for a little over 20 years. I have coached hundreds of people, and what I focus on is the places where you don't feel the most confident. And so I've had a lot of success with that. I am kind of in that space where I'm like, okay, I've done this kind of privately, and now it's time for me to coach publicly. I want to say that I'm nervous, but I'm not. It's time for that. And this first post of many of the relationship that you and I will have has to do with authenticity. And one of the things that I was talking to a friend about recently is, does my authenticity intimidate or give people fear? I have a tendency to try to be as authentic, or what people would say is, I won't conform, right? There is a way that people want to hear information, and there is a way that there's an expectation to a tone and to a person who is presenting. And I like to present in the way that I want to be presented. I definitely want to be heard. It's more important to me that people understand me than they hear me. And I tend to talk that way. And sometimes what that means is I can be a little raw. I'm raw because it's important that you understand my intent, and that what I find is when you talk in narrative, when you talk in a narrative format, people have a tendency to not be able to interpret what you're saying, or not be clear on what it is that you're trying to engage with them about. And I don't like that. I like to be understood. And sometimes that means that I'm not going to be soft. Sometimes that means that I think I'm soft all the time. I'm trying to be nice all the time. But it doesn't mean that I'm going to interject niceties for it to be comfortable for you. It's not, when I'm delivering information, it's not for your comfortability. It's the information that you need to have. And if that makes a person uncomfortable, that has more to do with you than it does for me. Because I'm not trying to make you uncomfortable. I'm just trying to give you the information. And what I found recently, I had this conversation with a friend of mine, and he was like, I just feel like you're talking to the abyss. I just don't know why what you're saying matters. And I was a little offended. And I was offended because I thought that I was doing a good job in relating not just the information, but my emotions connected to the information. And this person, on the other hand, felt like the history that I had, or the attachment to the information, had no value. Guess what? That wasn't his fault. I can't expect for other people to passionately attach themselves to the history of my information, nor should someone else who's talking to me feel that I am dismissing them because I'm not passionately attached to the information they're giving me. Those nonverbal cues have nothing to do with the information. However, it doesn't take away from the person trying to make you understand what they're saying. I'm saying all this because all of that, the influx of your voice, how I show up, the clothes that I'm wearing, the makeup on my face, the smile or the non-smiles, all of that is a part of my authenticity. My abrasiveness, my ability to laugh when I'm saying something sincere, my ability to say something sincere and other people think that I'm being funny, all of that is who I am and how I show up. I have been told that I'm cavalier. I've been told that I'm brash. I have been told that I am brutal. I'm never brutal because I don't believe in that. I don't believe in brutal honesty. I don't think that honesty has to hurt. I believe in caring for my community and having empathy for my community. And so what that means is sometimes I have to give information that is not favorable, but I don't ever want to hurt someone. And so if my authenticity scares you, that's a you problem. That's not a me problem. And if you being authentic scares someone else, that's a them problem, not a you problem. As long as your core is that you are trying to just be a loving person and you're not malicious and you're not petty and you're not trying to hurt someone, be as authentic as you can. Don't compromise. Don't conform. Your history to your information, don't have an expectation that someone's going to attach to the history or the emotions that you have to your information, because people won't. But also, don't give up on the idea that you showed up exactly who you are and you gave all of who you are, and in that space they didn't receive it. Don't give up. And I just wanted to come on here and tell you to be authentic all the time. Don't try to be anything or anybody but yourself. That is the core of becoming confident and having self-esteem. Is being confident with how you show up. Being confident in what you're saying. Understanding that who you are doesn't have to fit the mold, and what you're saying doesn't have to fit the mold of somebody else. You yourself, exactly the way you are, exactly who you are, can be powerful, can be great, and can be successful. But you have to be okay with who you are, how you show up, how you speak, what you're wearing, and how you look. You have to be okay with that yourself. So if you don't like how you feel and how you're showing up, that absolutely is a you thing. If you're not okay with your weight, personally, then you need to lose weight. If you're not okay with the way you dress and how people respond to your dress and it doesn't make you feel good, then you probably need to change the way you dress. This isn't saying that you need to change the way you dress. This is saying if you don't feel good about how you're showing up, you're the person who has to make the change. But if you feel fine about how you show up, how you talk, how you dress, how you look, be confident in that. Be assured in that and show up that way all the time. I have friends, I don't dress or look like how other people dress or look. I am very unique in my presentation and in the way that I communicate. But I'm not changing that. I feel very assured of myself with how I show up. I feel pretty. I feel cute. I feel in the moment. I feel aware and there. When I show up and I've left my home, I know what I'm wearing. I feel pretty in. I know the makeup I'm wearing. I feel pretty in. It is how I feel, how I'm perceiving myself. It is self-esteem. But if you are showing up places and you don't feel assured, and you're leaving your house and you don't feel assured, and you're unsure of all of these things, then it's time for you to make a change. It's time for you, yourself, to change those things so that you can feel sure about you. Yeah, I said it. And so that's how authenticity is. If my assured self makes you feel uncomfortable and makes you feel afraid, that has everything to do with you and nothing to do with me. Those are your choices. And that's okay too. All right? All right. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it gave you some gumption and assured you in some places and cleared some things up for you. But I'm getting ready. I'm going to log off, and I'm Aisha Goins. They call me Coach Canna. If you know me, you call me Coach, because I'm your confidence coach. All right? It was a pleasure talking with you. Bye.